So I've been getting this question a lot, and I just thought, let me just take 5 minutes out of my work schedule and just answer it for some of you who might be battling with the same question. All right. So a lot of people always ask me, how do we transition from our jobs into starting businesses? In this buzz where people always say, become an entrepreneur, start a business, and all those sorts of things. Now, the first thing I want to make as a disclaimer, which is very truthful, is that not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur, guys. It takes a certain kind and type of people to be entrepreneurs because it is not easy. It's not as easy as how a lot of people make it out to be. There is a lot of pain that goes with building and starting something from scratch and growing it. So only a few people will actually be entrepreneurs, and only a few people are entrepreneurs anyway. Does it mean that only a few people will make a lot of money and be wealthy? No. There are a lot of people that work for other people that are extremely wealthy. Guys like Jack Welch, to name just a few people. He worked for General Electric for many years and made a lot of money, right? In South Africa, where we are, we know of guys like Whitey Basson, who grew ShopRite from what it was many years ago, 40, 50 years ago, to what it is today. And there are many other people that are successful in the area where they are operating their businesses, where they are not necessarily the founder of those businesses, but they grew those businesses because they worked within those businesses and grew them, right? So understand this. When I say not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur, I mean exactly that. So how do you transition? If you, let's say, want to continue to work, but also start a business, or transition from your business and from your work into your business, how should you do it? Right? A lot of people say have savings of at least 6 months. Your 6 months expenses. Have savings of that much, right? Before you even make the jump. But do you necessarily have to make the jump is my question. Because one thing people need to understand, let me share this perspective quickly and then we can close this topic. You have to understand something called a base. That's what a lot of people miss. You have to have a base. When you look at an army will have its own base before it goes out into enemy territory to want to capture the bases of the enemy territory, right? It works the same with every other thing, including work and business. Anything that pays you more than 80% of your income is your base. Anything that gives you stability is your base. Anything that allows you to pay every single expense on a monthly basis, even if it's not everything, but 80% of it, and gives you the amount of knowledge and education you need to build yourself if you're starting out. That's your base. Any other thing, even if it's a side business where you are buying and selling stuff, that cannot be your base. Even if on some months it pays you more than your actual job or your primary income, it cannot be your base if it's not consistent, right? So before you even make the jump, you want to ensure that firstly, you understand where your base is. If your base is in your job and your business is your side business, let it be. You focus on building up your base because your base is the one that pays you 80% of your money. While earning money from your base, then you are capturing other territories where you are reinvesting your money, buying and selling stuff, starting a business, building a property investment portfolio, building a share investment portfolio over time. As soon as the money that you earn from those, what you guys call hustles, then surpasses what your base gives you, then that automatically becomes your base and your job becomes your side, right? So don't haphazardly leave jobs in the hope of the business is going to do well. I remember having this conversation with my brother's friend. And it was then when we used to have a retail store where we were selling groceries in South Africa. It's called Spaza Shops. And he said to us, make this your base. You need to have a base. Build it up. Reinvest everything you have into this thing and grow it. Let it generate income. When it generates enough income for it to sustain itself and sustain you, then you can look at what else can you start investing in. So it's important for you and I, because even at a certain level of having built up a business, you still get tempted to invest in new things. You still get tempted to jump into other industries, other businesses. But when you understand what the power of a base is, everything that you do gets centered around what you are good at, including what your base is. Then, when you've now grown your income substantially, grown your influence substantially, then you can start paying attention to what you may call the side hustle. All right? Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Remember to comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know where you're watching from. And remember to click on the notifications bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. All right. Ciao, ciao.